Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing today? Today we are shedding the Halloween event and moving forward to Christmas. The Christmas arc begins, fellas. Good morning, good morning. Hopefully you're all having a beautiful day. Nice to see you. What's up? What's up? Now, what can we expect during PokeMMO Christmas? Now, we probably won't see the Christmas events until December 25th, or maybe even December 24th, 26th. Generally, historically, events happen around the holiday, right? So we're a little whiles away, but that gives us, less than you think, 30 days or so. 30 days will fly by during the holidays, especially when you have all these IRL things to do, wrapping presents, buying gifts. Maybe you're making Thanksgiving dinner like I am. Didn't expect that, but here we are, boys. A lot of things to do in-game and out, okay? So I'm going to focus on doing whatever I can do today to prepare for the Christmas event, which is mostly gathering Pokeyen. This Christmas event in PokeMMO is going to be so different than any other event, most likely. We don't know for sure. The real answer is I just have the fewest guesstimates and littlest predictions for what might happen this event. Previously and historically, the Christmas events in PokeMMO were based around these things called Elfbot. It was based on this dungeon over at Twist Mountain. But that Elfbot arc has come to an end. They did all the Elfbot Vanities. There's none of them left. They did all of them, right? So last year was the first time we'd ever had a different Christmas event that wasn't the Elfbot dungeons, right? And on top of that, last year was also kind of an IOU style of event. They didn't really have that much thrown together for the Christmas event 2023. So we should expect a lot to be different in 2024. The reason they didn't is because they're working on Johto and introducing the legends, and a lot more happened. Well, 2023 is the craziest year in Pokemon history. So they just didn't really have as much developer time and resources to focus on events. So they kind of got neglected last year, which makes it so that this year's Christmas event I'm very excited for. It's possible we see Christmas raids. It's possible we see some sort of Christmas Uber legendary. Really, anything is possible. It's possible they create a new dungeon or bring some back some type of dungeon. We just don't know. Anything is possible, and I'm excited to see what happens this upcoming PokeMMO Christmas. So the main way to prepare that we are aware of currently is to save up Pokeyen. Save Pokeyen, and if you want to, like myself, I am personally going to be preparing some Pokemon possibly for Christmas raids, but we don't know if Christmas are actually coming, so it's just kind of a just in case sort of thing. I'm going to collect 1.5 million Pokeyen there, which feels amazing. Once again, collecting Pokeyen, saving Pokeyen, some of your best actions to do right now when you don't know what's going to happen. Pokeyen represents flexibility and your ability to actually buy things and do things. So let's go ahead and save that up to almost 30 million Pokeyen. However, I also am going to go ahead and spend some of that yen, but I'm spending it on a different kind of currency. I'm going to buy two 1,000 RP vouchers. A lot of Pokeyen there. A lot of, pretty expensive, right around 5 million Pokeyen. These actually have gone back down a little bit. They went up during the Halloween event, up to around 2.8 mil or so. I bought some for 2.4, sold some for 2.8, made some nice profits. Now I'm buying them back after selling them for 2.8 for 2.6. So I can have some access to some RP during the Christmas event for a lot of reasons. For a hopefully good RP vanity, for shiny charms or dinner status or whatever I might need. So it's kind of it's hard to go wrong with buying a little bit of RP heading into that event. So let's go ahead and I think I'm going to head over to Johto. I think we're going to be XP training a Murkrow. I desperately needed a Murkrow. This was a Pokemon that I just super desperately needed during the raids recently, and I didn't have one. I had to borrow one from some people, which felt embarrassing. So we're going to go properly prepare ourselves a raid Murkrow, which usually consists of some bulk, some defensive IVs, some HP, decent defense, stats, everything like that. And then Tailwind, Haze, and Prankster are the most important things. You can do T-Wave or Will-O-Wisp or whatever things on the side as well, but I'm just going to focus on Tailwind and Haze, and we'll switch up the moves as needed per raid. So let's go ahead and go XP train over in Johto to start today's stream, get our encounters up a little bit since we're at 3,700. We recently got that shiny Dawn fan, which I'm very happy with. Let's go ahead and make some Pokemon progress, fellas, and get into it. I will see you guys at Johto. Today begins the new challenge of the new arc of the new inflatable, boys. The era of the skeleton for Halloween is over. Now we have the Dollar Tree Penguin, okay? The Dollar Tree Penguin is his time to shine. And every time we switch the inflatable per season, whoever gifts the most amount of subs today, whether it's 1 sub, 2 sub, whatever, right? Whoever gifts the most amount of subs today will be able to name the penguin, as long as it's not too offensive. But that's the rule. That's how we do it. So today, whoever gifts the most gets to name the penguin at the end of the stream. All right, I think I've got my group of 4 Pokemon to be XP training. I've got my donor status, which I want to always have active now when I XP, because it's such a massive difference of XP. So I've got my Murkrow, which I need for raids for Tailwind and Haze. I've got an Aerodactyl just because, once again, making predictions on this. I do have a Ninetales. Yeah, I think fire types, you want to be looking for like fire types and fighting types in preparation for, once again, predictions on top of predictions. So don't expect to build these mons and then this all happen. You know, it's very unlikely this all happens the way it's happened, but you know, it's just something to do in the meantime to prepare for the event that's not just collecting Pokeyen. So I'm doing a wide guard Aerodactyl because I feel like he's been good historically in certain raids. If Blizzard spam is a thing, it's something to be aware of. So I'm gonna do an Aerodactyl because I want one. Either way, for other raids as well, for other PVM activities like hard mode pumpkin. We've got our Murkrow. We're looking for a lot of fire types and fighting types for possible, once again, ice type Christmas raids, right? So I'm looking for things like, I have a Ninetales made now, thankfully. I'm going to do a Primeape. I love that his name is Businessman. We're going to make a Primeape, level this up to 100. We got a Typhlosion. Typhlosions, I feel like, are hard to go wrong. I feel like, let's go check, actually. Let's just double check. What's a Cyndaquil with double 31 and modest nature go for, right? Let's go see. This is like best of the best, right? Creme de la creme. 100k Pokeyen for this. Now, what is a level 100 Typhlosion? So even if the best part about doing Typhlosions is like, even if they aren't good for the Christmas event, they're still good for gym reruns. They're still good for the pumpkin. They're still good for other types of PVM activities. So if you want to go buy Cyndaquils for 100k a piece, Eevee train them, XP train them to level 100, it's not like the best Pokeyen per hour, but it's pretty easy and guaranteed Pokeyen per hour, selling them for like 240k or so. So it's always a decent way to make some Pokeyen by training up Typhlosions. Let's go ahead and get started. We've got our special attacking Rampardos. We've got our Sneasel here. I didn't even know you could single encounter Sneasel here. That's kind of interesting. We're gonna go ahead and start XP trading over at the best spot in the game. I recently just got a shiny Dawn fan here. I'd be really happy to go ahead and get a I would be super happy to get a Dodrio to match him, or even a second Dawn fan to breed down into a Phanpy. I'd be pretty happy with. So we're gonna XP train here for a bit. Just these 4 Pokemon. We got our Reamplifier on and our Lucky A and our dinner status. I'll probably be getting a ton of XP per horde. Let me actually go ahead and show you guys how much XP per horde I get here. It's probably a ton. Let's see. Super effective. Split amongst. I'm going to have to calc it up, actually. So we got 37, 35, 35, 35. Oh, my goodness. So it's about 3,500 XP. 3,500 times 4. So we're getting 14,000 XP per horde at this location. Beautiful. There's a big sentiment to 2024. I started scripting a video this morning about everything that happened in 2024. And you would think that given, you know, if you read global chat, right, you would come to this conclusion of, oh man, 2024 was really boring, not much happened. But going over the update logs and going over actual factual evidence of all the things that happened and going over like the forum posts and like everything, there was a lot that I was shocked. You would think that watching global chat or watching certain communal things like, oh, not much has happened, but objectively, we got a ton of content this year. But the feeling is also valid. I don't want to like tell people they're wrong for feeling that way. The feeling is also very valid because we did get a long drought of content, right? Probably one of the longest droughts ever. From February all the way to October, we saw no in-game updates. Now, we did see these community staff members stepping up and doing things like hosting the first ever official Shiny Wars and hosting a PvE seasonal catch event, stuff like that. But we did see one of the longest dry streaks ever. However, we just saw massive, one of the, like 2 of the biggest updates in PokeMMO history in October and in January/February. So we saw like 2 massive updates to bookend the year, but it feels like there wasn't much because outside of those big things, if you started playing in like March and then played to September, not much happened. So it does feel boring, and it does, which is super fair, and it makes total sense. Someone in chat says, I've been thinking about coming over to PokeMMO from Pro. I feel like Pro is rather pay to win with the XP and money bonuses for subscribers in Pro. How is it in PokeMMO if you're free to play? I will say I've been playing this game for, since 2013. I've spent $10 on this game. That's it. I've never used, like the only thing I ever bought was the Amnesia Brace, which now turned into the training link. It was used back in the day to, allow yourself to not let comps go to waste, because back in the day, if you leveled a competitive Pokemon, a PvP Pokemon, over level 50, it was then useless and competitive because Pokemon didn't scale down. So that was something to consider. So that was my $10 spent. You can absolutely succeed aggressively in PokeMMO if you don't pay. Like, everything you can buy with real money, you can buy with Pokeyen. I'm gonna be honest, PokeMMO, you can pay for advantage. And it's not something I'm happy about, it's not something I'm proud of, but it's something that needs to be said. You can spend like $15 or whatever and get a donator status. You can also spend Pokeyen and get a donator, which is what I do. I often have donator status, which I always buy with in-game Pokeyen that I earn from grinding the game. And you can really easily sustain that donator status by earning Pokeyen, right? So I can actually show you if donator status, if a 30-day donator status, let's do 30-day is the easiest way to look it up. If a 30-day donator status costs 3.9 million Pokeyen, right? Let's get our calculator. Let's do a little math. If the donator status costs 3.9 million Pokeyen, 9 million, let's say you just do your gym rerun once all you do is do your gym rerun once a day. That's all the Pokeyen you earn, right? That's it. So you make 300k per day on a pretty chill gym rerun, right? That's 13 days. So if you do gym reruns on half of the days, that's only 13 hours. You can sustain a 30-day donator status by only playing 13 hours within a full month. That's really, really good in my opinion. And then all the other time you play is just like making progress. It's just like making extra Pokeyen, getting extra shinies, like doing all those things. So I think you really can sustain it, even though objectively it's a little pay for advantage. I think you can pay for advantage in PokeMMO, but all the advantage you can pay for and get like a little bit of a head start for, you can also do with Pokeyen. So that's my thoughts on it. I want you to play whatever Pokemon MMO you enjoy the most for sure. Someone says, I actually came from Pro, and I will say I do like PokeMMO more. The only thing I miss about Pro is the cosmetics, like the mount selection was way better, but if you can get past that, it's good. I've been saying for a while, I think that's one of the positive things we could take from Pro, is I really like the ability of having more Pokemon mounts. We don't really have any Pokemon mounts in PokeMMO, and I love the idea of consuming like legendaries or consuming shinies to get access to a super unique reward, not just buying them off like the gift shop like you can in Pro. I don't like that personally, and I also don't like Pro. In my opinion, Pro's wide selection gets a little silly. It's kind of like in World of Warcraft, how they kind of went off the deep end, and now there's like circus, clown, like crazy stuff that does not fit the vibe of the game. When you're playing a Pokemon game and someone can run around at an Optimus Prime mount, it's like, okay, this feels a little like ridiculous, you know? But I do like the idea of PokeMMO. I think there's a good medium between Pro and PokeMMO that could be met with mounts that could be like perfect in my opinion. Hey Pat, I got muted in global chat for saying nice try Diddy's, referring to the meme. I don't know if you know this, but typing Diddy is actually, so from their perspective, you spelled it D-I-D-I-I-E-S. They probably thought that you were trying to get around a rule, because if you try to type Diddy in PokeMMO, it's against the rules. Sorry, the request message cannot be sent. Please review the rules at PokeMMO Code of Conduct. So that's why you have to actually keep up to date with what's happening in the PokeMMO Code of Conduct and rules. So they actually just straight up banned. I don't know, people were like being weird about it or being overly sexual. I don't know. It makes no sense to have that conversation in PokeMMO, you know, sort of thing. Yeah, someone's literally 1984. Yeah, you know, is it whatever? It's their decision. They want to ban it. You have to just obey it and, you know, fucking, you know, whatever you want to do. You can't really, you know, if you want to fight it on the forums and art, sure, but I don't really see the value in having that discussion in PokeMMO sort of thing. So I understand why they just avoid. I hate celebrity drama. I don't want to talk. I try to avoid that stuff at all costs. So I understand it. It's important to refresh yourself with the code of conduct and the rules for sure. Man, I want to do fashion contests again. I have so many good ideas. I don't know who saw, but yeah, the fashion contest has been rescheduled, guys. I think it's happening on the 24th. The plan this upcoming Sunday is to do the catching event on Sunday, and then have that catching event lead into the fashion contest. So there is a new fashion contest coming up that I'll be hosting on the 24th. I forget what time. There's a scheduled stream on my channel. You can go like and you know, remind yourself for whatever, click the reminder and show up. So fashion contests are really just a way to give people a way to express themselves and me to rate their outfit on a scale of 0 to 10. And then also I might hand out like a few shiny charms, like some small prizes, but don't come expecting prizes or whatever. It's more so just like a fun on top of the thing. It's really just a way to show off your drip, show off your expression in PokeMMO, and just see some other people's cool outfits and ideas and just have some fun. If someone asks a question about this, and it's honestly a good time to tell people, yeah, if you're holding on to seasonal items that, you know, are coming up in the Christmas or Lunar New Year event, it might be good to go ahead and sell these off now. If someone, you know, these are going to be re-released. Like the Thick Winter Coat is going to return in Christmas. So right now it may be 4.5 mil, but it might go down to like 3.8 mil during the event. So if you want to sell yours off and then buy it back during the event, it can often be a good thing. However, if it's colored like this, like red, or, you know, it might actually not be financially worth it. So it depends on if yours is like colorable or not or whatever, dyed, right? But just, yeah, definitely be, if you, it's not a bad idea. It's your own risk. You know, maybe for whatever reason the Christmas event doesn't happen all of a sudden, right? That's pretty rare, but it has happened. It's up to you if you want to sell your seasonal to maybe make a few 100,000 Pokeyen or whatever. My opinion, Shadow Cape was the worst investment ever. That is worst investment ever is a harsh one. Let me see. I said for a while, what's it at? I've been saying for a while that I think the quantity of Shadow Capes is really high, and I don't think it's a good investment personally. But don't, you know, my personal opinion is just my personal opinion. It's just as valid as any other PokeMMO player, right? So I think that this Vanity, I've been predicting it'll drop down to 4 mil or so. We'll see if that actually happens. I have no idea. The Flaming Demon Skulls has gone down a bit as well, which I didn't expect as much, but we'll have to see. We'll have to just see. Yeah, I think the Shadow Cape is, I agree. I think the Shadow Cape is doing just fine. I don't think it's like, I would never call this a bad investment by any means. It's floating around the same price. This is, if you're in the Shadow Cape, you've not done bad at all. You're just kind of just sitting in a same with the Flaming Demon Skull. No one's doing like bad on any Halloween investments I've seen from this year so far. I haven't seen anything like tank super hard. You are, yeah. Now, if you were like me, if you want to talk about bad investments, if you're like me and bought a few Magus Staffs back in 2021 for about 2 to 4 mil, I mean, then you're doing bad. There are, like, I've made some bad investments. I can tell you when an investment is bad. You know, I made this mistake, right? It happens. But I don't think any investment in the Halloween 2024 event, you're not doing bad yet. No time has passed to be doing bad, right? You have to wait for time to properly pass on investments, right? You have to be patient. Pat, we need a Christmas food hot take. You know what? I can give you, okay. The biggest, this is unironically a massive dilemma I've been having recently in my life, true and real. I cannot figure out if I like eggnog. I don't know if people have the same problem. I've drank an eggnog about 3 nights now. Now it's like spiked eggnog. It's like Evan Williams, like eggnog with like whiskey or whatever. Very strong. I'm surprised how strong it is. I think it kind of detracts from, I think it's a little too strong, honestly, in terms of flavor. There's too much burn in it. But I literally can't decide. I kind of feel like this is obviously alcoholic beverage. I haven't had non-alcoholic eggnog, I don't think, ever. I'll have to try that at some point. Eggnog is one of the weirdest things. I literally can't decide whether I like it or not. It's so strange. So I think it's kind of like Fireball, where Fireball, really good for like one shot, or really good for like the first couple sips, and then it just kind of gets disgusting. Like, it gets disgusting very quickly, and I feel like that's how eggnog is. I feel like eggnog, okay, I feel like half a cup of eggnog, it's pretty good, but there's something about the dairy, and like by the end it's like, I don't know, this is kind of gross, you know? Like, I think it's like a small portion, very rich type thing, kind of like pumpkin pie. I like 1 piece of pumpkin pie a year with whipped cream. After that, it gets kind of gross to me. I love pie. Lemon meringue, pecan, blueberry, cherry. I love pie so much, okay? I mean, look at me, I love pie, right? I don't, pumpkin pie is kind of mediocre, but it's really good for like 1 slice a year. I feel like that's how eggnog and how Fireball is as well. Alrighty, fellas, we finished our XP. I think my plan is to do like just 1 hour of XP training, kind of a day. I don't want to just hard XP train these guys, as I feel like it gets too boring. We're going to do like an hour or so of XP training a day, and then just continue on. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go maybe shiny hunt Delibird, or do something a little more Christmas orientated. I will say the only thing I'm considering / struggling with is I do want to do free shiny hunts. I don't want to do shunts that cost lepa berries if possible, just for the chance that the holiday boost returns. I want to keep my Pokeyen, keep my Lepas. We're gonna see what happens. Okay, my boxes are a mess. I think first things first, before we go do some Christmas oriented stuff, I'm just gonna go ahead and sell off my Ninkadas. They're 4K a piece right now, and my boxes are a mess. I'm not really interested in shunting Shedinja at the moment. This is like not a bad price at all for them, so I'm gonna go ahead and just list these off, clear out the PC a little bit, get things a little bit cleaner so I can actually view, like, see what I'm looking at and get things prepped for Christmas properly. Organization is super important in PokeMMO. Alrighty, fellas, I've decided on a pretty cool shiny hunt to do that I haven't done. Like, I've done a little bit during certain shiny wars and such. We're gonna head over to the Johto Safari Zone. We are going to risk it big going for shiny Lapras, okay? With all my ice type shinies that I have, my Spheal, my double Cubchoo, my Cryogonal, my Vanillish, we've got all the Christmas power that I have on our side. We're gonna head over to, I believe, is it the what is it, the Rocky Beach or whatever? We're gonna go in the Johto Safari Zone. This is a decently free shunt. We're gonna get our safari. It's like, you know, it's a couple hundred Pokeyen, but it's pretty cheap. I think it's at Rocky Beach. I haven't been here in a while. What's the catch rate on Lapras? I think it's 20%. And this is still, so even with a 20%, I think it's 20% encounter rate, like 20% catch rate. It might be higher catch rate, I'm not sure. This is still the best way to shiny hunt Lapras in the entire game. Like, this is the best way to do it. Even though you have a decent chance of fleeing, it still gives you the highest chance of lowest hours put into it. So we're gonna sit here. We're going to hope for the best. Many people have seen many shinies flee here, but we're going to hope that we have some Christmas luck and RNG on our side. So let's stay here for a while and we're rolling the dice today, boys. This is definitely something to consider, and it's super true, Turtle. And it's a big reason why I was still very frugal with my money during the Halloween events, even though I'd spent so much time prepping all this Pokemon like for the Halloween event, right? But like, I knew that there were still 2 more events on the way, so I still leveled my own Pokemon, and I still, like, you know, did certain things to save Pokeyen, right? But so Turtle said a lot of event market behavior, post-event market behavior is people trying to recover from overextending on investments. Yes, people prepped, you know, 20 million Pokeyen and then spent like 15 of it during the event and didn't make as much back. 5 mil is not nearly enough for the Christmas event and for the Lunar New Year event. Like, you have to make sure not to overextend. I always try to tell people, yeah, you want to, if you prepare 20 mil, that 20 mil has to last you 3 events, not just Halloween. Don't get overexcited and blow through it. It's good to even set a floor. This is a good advice for people heading into the Christmas event. Set a base floor of, like, I will not go lower. Let's say you have 20 million Pokeyen. You may want to set a floor of 10 million. Like, I will not go below 10 million. Like, that's my floor. I want to have at least 10 million going into the Lunar New Year event, right? So that's my floor, right? Having a floor ahead of time, preparing ahead of time, is really, really important to make safe financial decisions in PokeMMO. All this dumb financial talk for an MMO video, kind of funny, but MMOs are so financially and market based, you know? All right, we're gonna finally leave Lapras, boys. We spent about an hour and a half. I like doing like 1 hour segments of things in PokeMMO. So we started the stream off talking a little bit, and then we did 1 hour of XP training, 1 hour of Lapras shunting. Now I'm gonna head over to Island 4. Let's do a little bit of breeds for profit. We checked the alpha tentacruel every day. We try to check at least like 1 alpha on stream to see. Hopefully one day we'll get a Shalfa, maybe, possibly, I don't know. Speaking of Shalfas, I kind of want to do some like alpha Delibird breeds if there's room for profit. We're going to double check, of course, but it might be something interesting. I want to go check some alpha markets, just see what is good for breeding for profit right now. So I mentioned Conk might be kind of good. Okay, I might have found a breed for some profit. So looking at a Water A male egg group breeder with these stats costs around 170k. Now, what I was looking at was we're gonna go back to, let's buy the breeder first. So first we were looking at Water A / field egg group breeders that are male. So we found this one for 62k, this Dugong. I'm gonna go ahead and buy that. I'm gonna calc all this. We can just show you guys on the Windows Telegram. So 62k is our initial cost for that breeder. Now we also saw alpha Delibird. The reason why we're buying this is we saw a Delibird. Hopefully someone didn't snipe it from me. That would suck, but what are you gonna do? That's part of streaming. Thankfully it didn't get sniped. We're gonna go grab that Delibird for 45k. So now we spent plus 45k, and then we're also gonna spend 20k on braces. So boom, 127k. We're gonna grab this really quick. We're also gonna spend 5k to make it male, to make it more valuable as a breeder. So 130. This is not much. Like, there's not gonna be much profit here. After the GTL listing fee, I'm probably profiting like 10k on this. However, it'll by far be the cheapest breeder for these stats, so it'll be pretty decent. It'll be a pretty easy-ish sale. as well. I'm actually, I didn't know. I didn't realize I still had pumpkin goodie bags in the mail. Let's go claim these. Sure, my investments. Nice. Okay. Oh, that's a wow. Okay. Well, I had a few million Pokeyen just in the GTL, I guess. Okay. So I'm mostly just doing this to like have a chance at breeding a super special Christmas Miracle Shalfa. A Delibird Shalfa would be one of my, dream Shalfas. So we're basically just breeding for slight profit. I'm probably only making like 10 to 20k profit on this after the fee and such. Or breeding for slight profit while also giving us a chance at a Shalfa. So I really enjoy breeds like this. We're going to pick up that brace, pick up this brace, put the HP brace on the Dugong, special defense brace on the Delibird, go show you guys in the Daycare Man what this breed looks like. The dream is to one day do enough of these to where it comes out Shalfa. Go see though. 3 times 31, 20 plus in the other stats. We are going to pay for this to be female, which is going to cost, or sorry, male. Pay for this to be male, which is going to cost 5 more K, but it's worth it for Pokeyen. We're going to go through this breed. Yup, this is totally fine. Yeah, should be good. Okay. So I'll go ahead and get this for 132K spent. I should be able to sell it for around 160K or so. Once again, around 10 to 15K profit, but breeding for profit while also having a chance at a super rare Dream Shalfa, in my book, is pretty good. Next, let's check on the Eevee alpha market. It's always shocking to me like how cheap the Eevee alpha market is, especially like when you can like breed for a Shalfa Eevee. To be fair, this is actually more expensive than they usually are. I feel like alpha Eevees are usually around like 40K a piece. They've actually kind of gone up. I've seen alphas, like Eevee alphas, be really cheap for a really long time. So I wonder if someone's Shalfa hunting one specifically and like bought a bunch of them up. I'm not totally sure, but some of the particle effects over here, that's kind of cool. This kind of tells me that someone is trying to, yeah. But this one's not bad. Modest. Ooh, this would be kind of expensive breed is the only problem. Modest, 31 special attack. I almost want to buy this. Particle effect. Just kind of expensive. I got one for 60K. Obviously, this one's missing all the stats, but mild. These ones are missing stats. This one's missing. These two are missing hidden ability access. You want to keep an eye out for mons like this who are missing hidden ability access. It's kind of a red flag. It's usually worth a bit less. I'm gonna go ahead since this is also 60K. This is also 60K for stats plus bold nature. I'm gonna buy this one and just see what I can do. I'm not now. Normally I would tell people to pre-price check to see before you do a breed if it's a breed for profit. Since I'm decently experienced on breeding for profit, I'm gonna take the risk. I feel like I can probably make some profit on this. I'm gonna buy this Eevee. The only problem with breeding Eevees is now you need an alpha ditto. Alpha dittos are the best way to breed Eevees, since you would need a female alpha Eevee. Otherwise, they're really expensive. So I'm gonna need a ditto here. We got 31 HP, 31 special attack. I kind of want to keep the bold nature if possible, which would involve like, okay, this is kind of tough. This is where it gets tough. Let's do like 20 plus special defense here so we can roll it up and just keep these stats maybe. Let's do 20 plus here. This is kind of a lot just to roll up. This one also has calm. Maybe I shouldn't worry about bold nature. Can be really good. Maybe I just shouldn't worry about nature at the moment. Let's just do IVs. Let's just focus on IVs. So let's go ahead and get 31 special defense on this thing. The special attack we'll ignore. Let's switch that actually out. So let's try this. It's probably cheaper. 88k-ish, so around the same. Not much retaining the stats as well, which is what's so tough here. Defense 20 plus. I'd like to get 20 plus here as well. But to be fair, these could high roll really well. Let's check back though. You want to check all the different options. 85k, 85k. This is cheaper than the other one. I think this is probably worth it actually. Probably buy this one just for like the highest speed roll plus defense roll. I like this combination. So 85k. This might not be a decent breed for profit. We're gonna have to just wait and see. There's my Delibird. We'll have to sell that off here in a quick sec. Let's get this Eevee going. So we need a special defense brace. I think I actually have one, so I'm gonna use braces when I have them. That on the Ditto will do special attack brace on the Eevee. And I spent a fair bit on this. So I spent, what was it? Is the trade log broken? 85. We'll calculate. This one might be for a loss, but I want to calculate it. This is just free balling. 85k for the Ditto plus the Eevee was what? I don't remember. 60k, right? 60k. So 60k for the Eevee. The 145k plus 2 braces. Now it's probably worth to pay for this to be female, but we're gonna double check. So without paying for gender, it's 165k cost. It's gonna be tough to make my money back on this one, but we'll see. Let's go see if I pay for it. If I pay for it to be female, it'll be more expensive, obviously, but it might be worth it. So let's check alpha. You can always just check before you go through with a breed. Let me go actually put the breed in first. Let's see what it looks like. So it comes out, it's looking 20 plus. It could high roll speed, you know, that's dependent. Let's just do bare minimum. What's the bare minimum cost that this Eevee will go for? We would do 31. It's 3 times 31. A 3 times 31 Eevee. Worst case scenario. Hopefully we high roll some other stats. Males would be worth 150k. However, the cheapest female is 388k. Oof. Now that's obviously 4 times 31, and so it's not comparable. However, it's probably super worth for me to go ahead, pay for this one to be female. Yes, it costs 21k more, so we're gonna add 21k here, but you go from breeding it at a loss to like sell it for 145, 150 to now breeding it at a profit of, I could probably sell this easily for like 220 to 240, maybe even 250, whatever, like somewhere in like that range of 220 all the way up to 300k. So it's at least breeding it for a really nice profit, honestly. So we're gonna go ahead and go through with this. If the speed high rolls, that's where things get a lot better. There's only a 12.5% chance of an Eevee coming out female naturally. So you do want to pay for it if like female Eevees will save you a lot of money on the breeds. I love this kind of question. Manson says, kind of off topic, but do you have any tips for someone trying to get a team off the ground? I have one other solid teammate in my team, and I'm trying to build it up better before the next event. This is a great question. As someone who co-led a team back in like 2015, it's been a long time, but honestly, the best way that I found the most genuine members was just messaging people at locations in game. If I saw someone shiny hunting at the same spot that I was at and they weren't in a team, I'd message them like, hey, like, what's up? Like, good luck on your shunt, right? And then maybe mention like, hey, like, I noticed you're not in a team. Are you looking to join one? Like, we're looking at blah, blah, blah. Like, say your goals, say like what you want to do, like just meeting people genuinely through experiences where they're doing the same activities. It's kind of the best way. You can also make a forum post about your team. You can also check out Discords. You can check out in-game chats, channel chats, global chats, etc. Just make a list of like what you want your team to represent. Do you want yourself to be shiny hunting mostly? Maybe PvP, maybe a mixture of everything. Like, you want to be more competitive focused, more friendly. You do want there to be, it's almost like content creation. You want there to be a reason why someone would want to join your team and not someone else's. You want there to be like a specific, like, what's your team's shtick? What's your niche? What makes your team special? You want there to be something, right? It could just be the community that you foster. Like, it's every team has a different social environment, and just finding people who are like-minded and help exacerbate and positively impact that social environment is a really good thing. So hopefully that helps. It's a great question. I think team building in PokeMMO is like a whole gameplay. Being a team leader or a guild leader, if you've ever been a guild leader in a game, you understand this. It's like a whole game in itself. It's really difficult. It's a lot of work, but it's really rewarding, and it's a lot of fun as well. But yeah, on to selling my Delibird. I care more about liquidity and about having Pokeyen in preparation for the event versus just making maximum profits. I could list this for higher and make more Pokeyen, but I think this is going to be about right. I think I spent, what did I spend on this Delibird? I could watch a clip back, but I'm pretty sure I spent, the Eevee I spent about 180k on. The Delibird, I'm pretty sure I spent like, was it one? I have to double check. Yeah, like this Psyduck isn't even alpha, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with like, I'm selling this as a breeder, right? I think I spent like 140k breeding this, and I was planning to sell it for 160k for like a 10 to 15k cost. So yeah, yeah. So I spent 132k on this. Someone, thank you for checking privacy. 132k spent on this, and I'm also doing 9 in the listing fee. So I'm gonna end up making like 40k on this breed, which is honestly way better than I expected. And I care about selling it quicker at insta sold. It's underpriced. It's honestly cheap. I care about that liquidity. I just made 40k super easily while also going for a rare shiny. I care about that liquidity more than just trying to get maximum value during event season. I wouldn't normally care about that, but in the middle of November, I care about having that Pokeyen prepped for Christmas. Next up is the Eevee. Came out female. It did not medium rolled the speed, which I'm honestly happy with. The defense came out pretty solid at 25 plus. I'm going to do these stats. Alpha, Eevee, female is very, very important. I don't know if it was already selected or if that's just the cheapest. Let's lower this to like 20 plus to see what did the nature come out as. Bashful, that's irrelevant. So 150k is the cheapest, but obviously it's male, female. This is not comparable. I'm gonna do, I think, 240, 250k. I spent 180 on this. I'm gonna do 240. I think 250 is very plausible, but I'd once again liquidity over maximum profits during this current time period. So boom, bam. That'll be another easy 30, 40K profit. Someone could buy that breed, use it to breed it up for more profit. That's the cyclical nature of PokeMMO, is like people are buying things to breed them up and make profit on them. And it kind of just goes in a big circle, as well as people buying them to use in PVM and use for certain things to make profit, right? A Secret Shiny Noctowl just went up, which is like arguably flippable. The problem is, how long is this going to sit for? I'm not going to spend 17.5 million Pokeyen to have a chance at making 2 million profit on a flip when it may never sell, and then I'm out a ton of Pokeyen prior to the I wouldn't risk 17.5 mil sitting on a I wouldn't lose access to that much capital sitting on a flip that may take 30 days for 2 mil. It's just not. I try to always factor in like a percentage, like a return on investment sort of thing, where like if I'm buying something, if I'm buying a shiny for 2 mil, I probably want to at least be making like 5 to 800K out of it on a flip. It's not worth getting rid of 2 mil that could be used to make other money, you know, for that chance, right? So you want to be very picky when making your shiny flips. Oh wow, you see this? Oh wow. That's wow. I'm sorry. This is really rare. You do not see these listed on the GTL very much. These have gone down in price like a fair bit due to the flaming demon skulls, it seems like. Holy, these are vanities that used to be worth so much that they were over the cash stack limit. So the cash stack limit is like 2.147 billion. It's the same as RuneScape, I believe. I could be wrong. I think I've never been there, right? But so these vanities, wow, that's actually super crazy. These vanities are usually so expensive that they can't be listed on the GTL. You see these on the GTL so rarely, but now due to the flaming demon skull, they're being outclassed. That's so crazy. I can't remember the last time I saw the OG, because these are from 2016, guys. That's crazy. They've gone down in price, yeah. Because now they're cheap, right? Oh yeah. Just a casual 1.750 million Pokemon. 1.7 billion Pokemon. Pretty cheap, right, guys? It's pretty cheap now. But like, I mean, in comparison, in perspective, it is, right? That's the whole bit. That's insane. That is so crazy. You do not see that very often. That I haven't seen these on the GTL in like 4 to 6 years. It's been a long time. Maybe some have been listed, I missed it, but it's been a long time, boys. That is legitimately super interesting. Oh, that's cool, dude. That's okay. Chat just turned me on to why Conk. I was wondering why. Apparently, Conk is like super expensive right now and in really high demand. Timbers being 20K a piece, girders being 10K a piece. I might just buy this one, honestly. Apparently confiders and girders and like a whole whatever is really expensive right now / in high demand because Gallade got banned in OU. Then now people are looking for a fighting type replacement. Dude, this is why this is a great call from chat. I can't even take credit for this one. I always tell people to keep an eye on the PvP metagame because no matter whether you play PvP or not, keeping an eye on the metagame is going to open you up to financial and Pokeyen making situations. So that's super cool. It does need defensive IVs. Like Conqueror is a pretty bulky Pokemon. You can't just go you can't just go 2 times 31 on it. You really do need defense and like bulk up and special defense. Like you want to be pretty bulky Pokemon. So this is pretty intense. I'm gonna see if I can find some decent. We're gonna see what we can find. I might try to find some decent Conqueror or Girder or Timber breeds. Like I might just buy this up. 6K for that. 1 times 31 plus the 20 in a Girder. Look at that. Looking for middle Evos is one of the best ways to buy the middle Evo, breed it up, and look for profit that way. This is a really sick Girder, actually. This is perfect to breed for profit. So we're gonna buy this. 31 defense. I might even try to put like nature on it immediately. We'll try to roll up some of the 20 pluses. Let's keep track of this. I paid 6,000 Pokeyen. Not really a Christmas breed for profit, but you know what? A good breed for profit. So 6,000 Pokeyen. Let's see what else I can do. Conkeldurr does often need, you kind of almost always need Mach Punch as an egg move. That is a great call. Asking for egg moves is one of the best and important thing you have to do first when breeding for a comp. If I were to be breeding this up as a competitive Pokemon, I do want to make sure I put Mach Punch on it. If I'm just breeding it up as an good IV Pokemon so that someone else could breed it as a, Conk comp. Sorry, I'm getting confused on that. I think breeding up just for stats is totally fine, but Mach Punch is also, yeah, it's depends on if you want to sell it as a comp, like ready and done, or as a breeder. I think I'm gonna go ahead and buy this Ditto for 18k. I think it's super worth it. So we're gonna buy that Ditto for 18k. It's kind of expensive, but also I think it's super worth it. So 18k spent on that. We're about to buy double braces, so it's gonna cost 20k. So we're ending up spending 44k on a 2x31, which is like pretty on rate. But like also 1x31 timbers and stuff are like 20k. So I might be able to make some really nice profit here. We're gonna buy the attack brace, the defense brace, get this in the old man and see what this breed looks like. Over to the old man, this breed goes. Probably worth to go ahead and pay for female. It's 9k. It's not quite the 5k cost. I'll have to think on that for a quick sec. But 2x31 should hopefully roll some of these 25 plus, which is really nice. No edge move, but that's okay. If I were to just sell this, as a timber, as is, let's see what this would go for. 20 plus, 20 plus, 20 plus. I mean, look how, obviously it's not worth this. This is 5x31. This is obviously not comparable, but it goes to show you how when there's so few of a Pokemon like this on the GTO, it shows you how high the demand is. The demand is so high for a Pokemon like this that someone will be willing to pay so much more Pokeyen. Does it even have Mach Punch? Like this one's like, that's, oh man. I'm gonna pay for this to be female. I feel like it'll be better. And then we can, this mon actually, this is like what I'm talking about. When it comes to abusing Pokemon, good IV mons for profit, this is like a perfect example. PvP players are also just willing to pay a lot of Pokeyen to like get in action and like play PvP. They don't want to have to like breed up and like EV train and XP train Pokemon a lot of the times. Secret shiny Lunatone listed for 6 mil. I don't think it's flippable. Yeah, there's just other, yeah, but it's interesting. It's always cool to see. We've seen a fair amount of more secret. We've seen like some really rare shinies listed today. I wonder if people are just purging stuff from their collection to prep for, once again, people overcorrecting. That someone mentioned earlier, they're trying to recover from overextending during the Halloween event, which is, it's brutal to see, man. Alrighty, fellas, the Timber did hatch. It rolled mild nature, which is kind of unfortunate. The stats on it also didn't like roll as well as I wished it would have. I almost want to rebreed this. I spent 44k on it. Well, plus I didn't add the +9, sorry. Plus 9k for the gender. So 53k spent on this so far. I could go ahead and sell this once again for like a fair amount of Pokeyen, but I think I might be able to do better. Let me see. Dude, there's just so few. What if I just change? What if I do 31 attack and 20 plus another stat? I mean, I might just sell this. The thing is, like, there's just so like this room for profit is crazy. Even if I just sell this for like 100k, it's so good. I probably just undercut this guy and go like this. Well, wait a minute. Let's add. Wait, hold up. Almost okay. I probably just do this. I could breed this up and make more probably. Mine's female compared to his male. I feel like that is more. Someone could easily buy this and breed it up for more profit. So I'm pretty comfortable with that listing. And I think that it's going to be the final thing I breed today for profit, guys. I feel like we made some nice breeds for profit. We shunted for LAPRAS. We XP trained. I'm going to go do some more XP training tomorrow morning. That's going to be it for today's first stream of the Christmas arc. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Like the video if you did, dislike if you didn't, subscribe for Pokemon videos every single day. You can follow me on Twitch for streams Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. ET, as well as a stream either Saturday or Sunday, whatever day the seasonal catch event is on. We have three or four more, a couple more weeks of those seasonal catch events. Appreciate you guys watching. Have a great day. I'll see y'all later. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you want to celebrate. Hopefully it snows near you. Have a beautiful day. Have a fun time, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace, Reno. Hey, what's up? Patrouski here, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching until the very end of the video. That means the world to me, and if your name is listed here, that means you went above and beyond and supported the channel financially, which allows me to even be here and have the time to do this. So thank you so very much.